Welcome back. In this video we're going to be making the bars for our mobile. We're going to need 2 bars to hang our mobile. In this you probably have already finished creating your 3 pieces of origami that you will use to hang from your mobile, and you'll need those 3 pieces before we get started. So just to illustrate what the bars will kind of look like, if we turn the camera this way, here is a mobile that I worked on previously, and you'll see here the bars. Here's one of them and here's the other one, and they will be balancing our pieces. So you'll see on this bar down here, these 2 pieces are balanced equally and have symmetry, and then this one has the weight of these 2 against the weight of this one. So we'll have to work on getting that asymmetrically balanced. If we look up at the top here, this one is not in the center, it's off to the side to get the balance. So we're going to have to make these 2 bars first, and then we'll work on attaching our mobile pieces so that the mobile can be balanced. Alright, so to get started you're going to need a piece of tag board that's 6 inches by 9 inches, and likewise you'll need a piece of paper, whatever color you choose, to go along with that. You'll notice that the bars are just folded in half like that. So you're going to take these 2 pieces of paper, fold them in half, this one here, and this piece is actually tag board. It's a lot thicker, and that will actually allow the mobile to support a little bit more weight. Alright, so you're going to take that and you're going to cut that right along the fold line. So right here, cut it along the fold line. Like so, and then you should have 2, and then cut this along the fold line as well, and you should have 2 of them. Okay, one for one and one for the other. At this point, take your pencil and write your name on the inside. I'm just going to write Mr. Lundgren here and Mr. Lundgren here. This is so that later on we know whose is whose. So make sure you write your name. Then flip it over, and you're going to glue these 2 colored pieces to the outside edge. So take your tapping glue bottle, if you need to, pick off the little chunk of glue at the top, and then liberally spread glue on the back side here. And it actually, I usually never tell you to stick your finger into a glue or paint or something to make a mess, but at this point I'm actually going to tell you to take your finger and just kind of smooth that out so it's not in a big bead, but it's rather in a smoothed out area, because that'll help the paper kind of stick more evenly, so as you bend your bar it doesn't warp or buckle, and it'll look a little bit nicer that way. Okay, and if you have excess glue you can take it and wipe it onto a paper towel at your seat. Okay, then take your colored papers, line them up as nicely as you can on top of your tag board piece so that it covers nicely. Like so. And then you guys will have the opportunity to let this dry a little bit as you're working on one to the other. But at this point you're going to take this whole piece of tag board and you're going to fold it in half the hot dog way one more time. Okay, and that's going to give us the shape of the bar. Okay, so there's one of them, and here's the other one. Now these, depending on timing, we'll have to stick these in our folder at some point. And the whole point of this mobile situation with the paper and the origami is they will fold down and fit nicely into your folder, as well as stick up and be 3-dimensional. So there are my 2 bars finished. Alright, and the 2 bars, you can see a little bit of white coming out down here. If for some reason your paper didn't line up perfectly and it's a little bit a little white sticking out, you can take the opportunity to just use your scissors and trim that off so it doesn't look so garish and white against the color. Alright, so I'll let you make that decision based on your artistic choice of what you see is a need. Then from this point we're going to take a little bit of glue on the inside, just a little, on the ends and glue those ends together. That's going to help them be a little bit more secure. Okay, but you don't want to glue the whole thing together. Notice I've just glued here, and then I'm just going to pinch those together and make sure that the inside is still open, because we're going to need to feed the string for the mobile pieces in through this centerpiece. So just glue those ends together. Be very careful not to glue the whole thing together. Okay, once you've got that done and you've got those sides glued together, you're just going to take a hole puncher, which you should have at your seat, and you're just going to punch a hole between all of those layers like that. It might be a little hard at first because the paper is a little soggy, and it's quite a few layers of paper, so you might have to really squeeze hard. If you need help, let me know and I'll do my best to get to everyone. But you can see how even I'm struggling there because the paper is just a little soggy and it doesn't want to give. Alright, so once you've got those 2 mobile bars finished, you'll be ready to move on to the next piece, which is the string you need to string your mobile.